Hey everyone, it's Professor Clark, and in this lecture we are going to learn about something that Russian does that's a little bit different than English, and that is how it uses what we call verbs of position. As you recall from earlier chapters, Russian does not have the present tense of the verb to be, or it does, but it does not use it the way we do in English. And so when indicating the location of objects, instead of using some form of to be, Russian often uses verbs of position to indicate that location. So instead of being somewhere, objects often stand, hang, or lie somewhere. So you have to be specific about the position that an object is in when you describe its location. The three main verbs of position are стоять, to stand, висеть, to hang, and лежать, to lie. They are all intransitive verbs. They do not take a direct object. So you can use them to indicate the position of a thing, but you cannot use them to say that you are putting something in a position. We will learn later about verbs of placement, which correspond with these verbs of position but are not the same verbs. So these verbs are intransitive. You use them to indicate an object's location, but you cannot use them to talk about putting an object in that location or in that position. They are also all three second conjugation verbs. And remember when I said earlier, when I was talking about second conjugation verbs, that most second conjugation verbs end in "it" in the infinitive, but there are some that do not. And here are three second conjugation verbs that do not. Instead, we have стоять, and this oyat ending is a small but important group of second conjugation verbs. Then we have висеть, to hang, and this is a small but important group of yet second conjugation verbs like смотреть. And then лежать, to lie, to be in a lying position. And this is a small but important group of second conjugation verbs that end in a husher plus at. So лежать, слышать, and so on and so forth. You really only need to know at the moment their third person conjugations. So we give it here in the PowerPoint, and also it's in the textbook. Стоять becomes оно стоит, они стоят. All these verbs are perfectly regular and there's no stress shift. Висеть becomes оно висит, они висят. And лежать becomes оно лежит, они лежат. So again, these are all perfectly regular second conjugation verbs. There's no stress shift, which is a little surprising because they're all two-syllable verbs, but they don't shift stress. Nothing weird happens. The 8-letter spelling rule comes into effect with лежать, but that's perfectly normal and predictable. So these verbs are very easy to use once you grasp the concept.